Hey fishing family, as some of y'all know, I haven't done a recent review of the past 3 Monster Bass boxes, but I will be having November coming very soon. But I'm also using this as an opportunity to talk about the baits that did come in the box, because a lot of them I'm going to be using in a tournament that I'm fishing tomorrow. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
You, once again, Bubba. Yeah. Oh my Lord! Look at that.
Hello, fishy family.
Oh, Ben's got one. There you go, bud. There you go. That is a catfish. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. Yep, I got one, baby. Oh, yeah. You grabbed that on the... Oh, look at that one, baby. Woohoo! Yeah! Aren't you pretty? Look at that. You got one? All right, baby. All right. Get a camera. How you feeling? Gonna hold it? Nope. Yes, my. Oh, I got her now. Oh no, I got her. She's hooked. Yeah, baby. Biggest one of the year now. Oh, yeah. I've been looking for you. Put you back in. There you go. There you go. Let's go. We're here at Pure Florida Water Sports in Wesley Chapel, Florida. Hey, what's up?
What's up, dude? Oh,
Thank y'all so much. Oh yeah, there we go, baby. You made your point.
Guys, this is Rick at Monster Bass. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video from Fishing with Fitz.
Hey fishing family, Buddy Gross here. Check out Fishing with Fitz.
Right on. There you go, baby. Thanks for the ride.
Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, go ahead and get that old subscribe smash, and make sure you hit the bell notification so you can stay in the know, especially since we are going to be doing a giveaway tomorrow. Well guys, we're going to get right into it because we are going to be talking about fall baits, as well as how I'm going to be preparing for the tournament, because it is a lake I've fished before. Y'all have seen some footage on it. It was the lake that Double Trouble 2 was primarily filmed on. So what we're going to talk about is the baits that I'm going to be, I guess you would say, selecting to either already have tied on or have as backup. So you're always going to have to be able to change the script, so to speak, on the fly. Now, as we get further into fall, closer into winter, the bass are going to start coming up a little bit more shallow, start chasing like shad and all other sorts of bait fish. And that's going to be one of my primary baits. So one of the first baits I'm probably going to be throwing is going to be crankbait. Now this is the Monster Bass Hammerhead. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's it's 2/34, it's a 1/3 ounce crankbait. Now, to be honest, it has been raining. The only reason why I'm going to be packing this is, granted, I know the color probably will stand out, but the thing about this is we just had quite a bit of rain. I mean, it's just like today has really been like the only sunny day we've had almost all week. So it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to make sure I have a lot of bright colors that'll stand out in muddy water, just in case, because I'm definitely going to want them to try and hit it. But I'm also going to be switching it up, because it ain't going to be just this. I'll also be, because there are certain sections of that lake out there that are fairly deep, but I don't know exactly where we're going to be fishing, mainly because I'm not going to be announcing it. Another one I'm going to be having, I guess you would say, on standby is going to be the Striking Lucky Shad. It's going to dive up to about 8 feet. I'm not sure y'all can see that at least. I hope y'all can. But I'm only going to be throwing this if I'm fairly certain we're going to be in by 8-10 feet of water and I know that the bass are suspending. Primarily going to be looking on the sonar to see like what bait fish are in, see if they're bait fish in the area, if they're schooling. And normally if you find the bait, you're going to find the fish. So, but I am going to have the standard white and silver with a touch of yellow in there, of course. But we're going to be, that's going to be, I guess you would say, if all expectations go good. Now, if I do find myself in, I guess you would say, some heavy schools, like if there's like just a huge school, like you know the school is so big it actually picks up, it almost looks like its structure on the downward imaging, I'm going to throw contrast. And what I mean by contrast is I'm going to be throwing something that will be very close to a shad pattern, but will stand out. It's going to be the, you know, I want to throw it in the school and make it look like the odd one out. And a lot of times contrast has worked for me, especially with one of the other baits I will be talking about later. But contrast, you definitely want to, you know, keep in mind, especially with the fall season coming up. You know, a lot of the colors are going to get a little darker. You know, the bass are going to be going for, I guess you would say, kind of a green pumpkin, or you know, they're going to be looking for the crawl colors. Now, granted, I don't think this is complete crawl colors, but at least it might mimic flash gill just a little bit. So at least, you know, trigger them on a good strike. All these baits were in a Monster Bass box that was in the past 2 months. So we're definitely going to be throwing that to represent, of course, but we're going to try and plan this out because I can't take the kitchen sink with me per se. So this is why we're doing this now, and I'm going to talk it out with you. So maybe my blundering around will help you either, you know, decide what you're going to do, or make sure you just avoid what I'm going to do. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, always throw some contrast. Just make sure you throw contrast. Now, another one that, now this is another, this is going to be the last crankbait that I'm going to show you. It's going to be the Bait Labs. What is this one? Okay, it's the Candy Shad. All right, I'm just a little confused about that one. But yeah, it's Bait Labs Candy Shad. Now, believe it or not, I have actually had quite a few strikes on Bait Labs crankbaits. These baits are really, really good. I cannot recommend them enough. So don't knock Bait Labs. Bait Labs rocks. Now, you're going to ask, what am I going to be throwing these crankbaits on? Well, it depends on their size. Now, these two, since they're a little bit on the smaller side, now granted, since they're a little bit on the smaller side, I'm actually almost throw, I guess you would say, on a lighter line. And some of y'all might like hold your head sideways that one here. I'm going to throw it on about a 12-pound fluorocarbon, and it's going to be on almost kind of like a, you would almost think it was a finesse top water rod. But it is a cranking stick, but it's a short one. So I've discovered that, you know, if you're budgeting, you can figure out how to make certain rods work with all kinds of baits. So I definitely would recommend it. Like, you know, if you can't sit there and go buy a whole ton of rods from Fitzgerald Rods, which I will be talking about those soon too, I would recommend one of their top water finesse rods, because, and make sure you get about a 6.5. Yeah, I think it's a 6.5 top water finesse rod. Throw these baits that are a little bit smaller, but you can also like switch out and work top water. Now, granted, yes, I'm hooked up with fluorocarbon, so the odds of me using this as a top water walking rod, pretty slim to none, because I got other top water rods already that I have already set up. Alright, so the next thing that we're definitely going to be talking about, and honestly, I probably should have done this one first since y'all, but I only held off on it because y'all know how much of a nut I am for this, and it's top water fishing. Now, granted, and I forgot something. Sorry guys, hold on. Got to have this available, and it's stuck. Everything's coming out like this. Come on, Dick. Come on. This is what happens. So this is what happens when you don't organize, kids. You just sit there and throw everything back in, you get a whole mess. Anyway, what I'm going to start with more than likely is definitely going to be a top water bait. And because I know we're going to get out there and it's going to be pretty dark, and they're going to be, you know, looking for splashing and things like that, so they're going to be honing in on that. And depending on, I guess you would say, how, you know, how clear the water is, or how, you know, depending on the coloration of the water, to be honest, I know that this one will work, and it's going to be the Whopper Plopper. This one I got from 4am Fishing, Mike Thompson. Thank you once again. Thank you, Mike. I can't wait to use this because your frog got me that big bowfin. The Whopper Plopper, I've seen many people at the lake I'm going to. They've been using Whopper Ploppers, and they were just killing them. Now, granted, The conditions are going to be what's really called into question, because unfortunately here in Georgia, the weather can be very bipolar. It could be, like a couple of weeks ago, it was, 40 and almost, I think it got down to 38, and now it'll be close to 80 tomorrow. So it really depends on how cold it gets tomorrow or gets tonight, depending on, how, I guess you would say, active they're going to be. Now, granted, if it gets down to a good enough temperature, I'm fairly certain that we'll bust this pretty hard. Now it's just, like I said, we're still in the talking about top water. This one also came, not the top water box, but the one that was after. I think this was in the October box. This one is this live target popper frog. I have caught a great deal many fish with these live targets. I love live target. I honestly, it won't break my heart if you guys want to send me some. I promise you, it wouldn't break my heart at all. But no, these live target frogs have just been amazing. I mean, I've had a lot of big blow-ups on these frogs. I cannot recommend them enough. Coloration I'm probably going to go with is going to be a little on the dark side, because another one of the frogs I'm going to be taking is going to be the Blitz Baits frog with the pH that I also got in the 4 a.m. bass fishing. I will throw a little link up there if y'all want to go watch that. But the frogs definitely have been working good for me. Now, granted, here lately the bites have been coming more, I guess you would say, midday, and it has to be in a lot of structure. Like, I mean, if you watch the, granted, it's not a bass, but that bowfin, that was pretty much like noon when I got that one, and it was pretty heavily back. I mean, there was actually an alligator, and that was, I think, bedding down maybe about 200 yards, or actually probably less than that from us. And I would have got that on camera, but I would have had to zoom in. It would have looked horrible. Next time we see the gator, I'll make sure we get up on there so we can get you a better shot. But anyway, all right, so we got that one knocked out. And of course, I think I forgot to throw out a buzzbait. Dadgummit, look at me, man. Just when I think I got everything organized, I'm finding out, nope, not even close. Okay, now we're situated. See, kids, don't be like me on this front. Make sure you got everything laid out before you start filming. Otherwise, you're bumbling around like I am. Anyway, but yes, another one of the baits that I'm going to have on standby, depending on conditions, is going to be the buzzbait. Now, this is one of the, I think this is a Booyah. This is a Booyah spinnerbait, and I did, if I'm not mistaken, get this one from a Monster Bass box. And this one is, dadgummit, I cannot remember the name of it. I'll have to post a link to it. This is the one from Fuel the Adrenaline Outdoors. I think it's called Shark Attack. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I got to go look it up. But it's it's got a nickel bladed. It's got a nickel plated blade. And I'm probably gonna, I guess you would say I would throw this on. I guess you would say, like, if the water's kind of, dingy, really fishy water, where it's not very, not very clear, but that there's fish there. That's when I'll probably throw this one, because I've learned many a times throwing this one with the black blade. You do that when the top water is pretty clear. One of the top water baits I'm definitely going to try and give a throw is going to be the Monster Bass Patriot 2.0. I got this one in, I don't think it was the top water box. It might have been, but I don't think so. I think I got this one in the September box of Monster Bass. And I mean, honestly, this thing is just beautiful. I cannot wait to give this one a try, because I haven't had a chance to throw it just yet. Work schedule's been hectic. I see the shad, splashing up top, and I see the bait fish, or I see the bass chasing them up. I'm gonna probably give them a little taste of this and see where it goes. Now, another topwater bait that I'm going to give a try. Now, I fished something similar to it. I finished that Blitz Baits frog, and it's about the closest things, I guess you could say. Big Bites Baits Buzzing Warmouth. Man, that's Man, say that 5 times real fast. Anyway, but yeah, this came in fairly certain October's, or actually no, this one might have been September. This one might have been September. I can't remember. I think this one might have been October or September. But forgive me, guys. Like I say, it's been, you know, it's been a little hectic, and that's the only reason why I haven't been able to review the boxes. But I promise you, I will make it up to you. One of the baits that I know for sure has gotten fish out there on this lake, because there is a video of Don H catching one, is the jig. I'm fairly certain he was, I'm not entirely sure if he was working as a swim jig. Now this one is I think this is a 3/8 ounce Fitzgerald Fishing swim jig. Brian Schmidt actually gave me this along with one of his rods. One of the things I will be throwing will be the Brian Schmidt Fitzgerald rod swim jig. Yeah, this is a 7-1 medium heavy. It can go from a 1/4 ounce all the way up to 3/4 of an ounce. So, and you can run about 10 to 20 pound test. I got 17 pound Versa fluorocarbon on this. This is what I've been running since I've had this rod, and I don't have a complaint about it yet. But that is what I'm going to be running my swim jigs, or even just my regular jigs. Now, there are some of the other Fitzgerald mega jigs. Now, this is going to be this is almost going to be like punching, because these are pretty heavy. These are like 1 1/4 ounce mega jigs that, you know, they're pretty heavy. They're gonna punch through that cover really good if we actually get into an area that is deep, that has a lot of brush cover, grass built up, which I'm not entirely sure. Now, like I said, some of these handmade jigs that 4AM Bass Fishing Mike Thompson made for me, I'm also going to be using them, and I'm going to be throwing on with the trailer is the Venom Lures Dream Crawl. That's what it is, yeah. It is the Dream Crawl. Venom Lures Dream Crawl, which is, actually they're pretty nice, I ain't gonna lie. They've been, I dipped little pinchers down in some garlic, or some of that garlic yellow scent, man. And that is definitely going to be, I guess you would say, probably later in the morning is when I'm going to start throwing the jigs. Now, as it gets a little later in the day, and it's actually going to depend on whether or not, it depends on the conditions, because like I said, it rained a good bit. I'm not even going to get a practice run on the lake. So we're going to have to, I guess we're going to have to wing it out there. So that's why I'm not bringing the kitchen sink, because I was told not to, but I'm going to be bringing at least a good variety pack, enough that I have plenty to choose from, but not weighing the boat down. Now, if we get out there and in the morning it's heavy overcast, the wind's picking up pretty hard, that's just a giveaway for me. Like I said, it's really going to depend on when we get out there, because we're not getting a practice run, so we're going to have to go out there, look at conditions, and just go with it, and pretty much go off script and do the best we can. But one of the primary things I'm really going to be looking for is like the current conditions. Now, if we go out tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow's supposed to be clear, but I'm not going to put any faith in that, because we never know. Like, okay, it might be nice and sunny today, and we might be freezing and cold weather and overcast and wind tomorrow. So I am going to prepare for that. Now, if it is a overcast, windy day, where you ain't going to see pretty much any sun, I think first thing I'm going to throw, aside from the top order, is going to be a spinnerbait. Now, the spinnerbaits are, like I say, I got, like, this one is from Fuel the Adrenaline Outdoors. I forget the name of it. I'm so sorry, Dustin. I'm having to keep up with a lot of this, and the old noggin is not what it used to be. But anyway, this is from Fuel the Adrenaline Outdoors. I don't remember. There you go, I'm dropping everything. This is from Fuel the Adrenaline Outdoors. I did a unboxing a little while ago. I'll put it, I'll link that in the video as well. This is probably going to be primarily, like I said, if there's overcast, cloudy, windy as all get out, this is money, especially if they're up shallow. Now, if they're running a little deep, and you know, it's like that, I'm gonna go to Mr. Bladed Jig. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Z-Man Jackhammer. It's a shad, the silver shad configuration, and I got a little swim bait trailer on it, which honestly has been getting quite a few hits. Granted, they've been dinks, but still, it's getting hits. Next on the list is going to be one I don't really throw that much, namely because if I find something that works out of, I guess you would say, my normal repertoire that I constantly throw, and I'm always getting fish on, I don't go to it too much. Now, I have caught fish on it, but it's been a while, but it's mostly me. I haven't thrown it, but I am going to keep this one tied on, and it is going to be one of the Reaction Strikes XRM, with the Messer Baits custom design. That was in I think this was in September's Monster Bass box. I am going to be doing, like I said, I'm probably going to keep this one on. I do know for a fact that I'm supposed to be getting another Monster Bass jerkbait, but you'll have to stay tuned to the channel to find out when that is and which one I got. One of the reasons why I would start throwing a jerkbait is if I know for a fact the bass are suspending, you know, probably like, you know, 5 or 6 feet of water, maybe, you know, a little deeper, maybe, you know, not entirely sure, you know, how deep I'm going to throw it, but if I know the bass are suspending, that's when I'll probably start throwing this, or start throwing a jerkbait. But I am looking forward to this. I am a big fan of Messer's designs. Dude, you rock. These things are amazing. Another thing I'm probably going to throw, especially if they're, you know, feeding, you know, if they're close to bottom, not wanting to really chase baits, they rather, you know, have something slow, almost finessey. I'm probably going to throw on a Senko on a jig head, or throw on a Ned bait or Ned rig bait and work that with spinner rod. Now, granted, I don't use spinning tackle that much, but I'm going to try and get a little better at it, especially since we're getting with the colder season. Finesse is going to be really the way to go on certain days. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting it on a tech bait, either be rigging up with a Texas rig or jig headed. Yeah, like I said, it'll vary. But it's what I'm going to be doing. This one also came with one of the Monster Bass boxes as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I was at least a little helpful with you guys. Like I said, down here, Georgia's weather can be just crazy. You know, like sometimes you don't know what the season is. Once again, if you like the content, give me a thumbs up and give me a comment down below. I'm also wanting to, you know, I want to hear from you guys if there are more types of videos y'all want to see. You know, if y'all want me to do more bait breakdowns, y'all want me to talk about kayak prep, aside from me going fishing. I know some of y'all are going to say, how about you just go catch fish? I already got that one. I'm working on it. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell notification, because you do know that we're tomorrow, and we'll be doing it on the boat, announcing the winner on the boat tomorrow out in the middle of the lake, the winner of the 400 subscriber Monster Bass Bait Box giveaway. And guys, I'm blown away. We are, last time I looked, we were 24 subscribers away from 500. You guys are amazing. Thank y'all so much for your continued love and support. God bless. We'll see you at the next one.